The evaluations themselves will happen through Zooms. We're going to use the entirety of Fair Week beginning on Sunday, working through Saturday, and we're going to have a schedule of Zooms. We're going to try to keep it limited in amount though, because that can be really fatiguing. We're going to set it up by sections so that like maybe Monday and Tuesday from 9 to 12 are going to be arts and crafts, and then communications will happen on Friday. So if you have exhibits in those sections, you'll receive a Zoom invitation to join us on a Zoom call. We'll all join together, and then I'll set up breakout rooms where you'll have a chance to talk one-on-one with an evaluator about what you've learned. You're going to want to choose your exhibits wisely. If you have a lot of exhibits all in one section, that's a long time to be talking on a Zoom call. So we may have to break that up into more than one Zoom call, or you may just not have a chance to get through all of your exhibits. So start with the ones that mean the most to you, definitely. If you've got 10 exhibits lined up for arts and crafts, start with the ones that you love the most. Oh, and practice will be offered using Zooms, because there is going to be a few things we need to think about how to present your items in a virtual format like this. So that will come after registration closes. The evaluations themselves, because the judge won't be able to touch and hold your exhibits, it's going to have to really focus on the learning part of things. And that actually is a huge part of what's always meant to happen. We get distracted by the item, but it's capturing what you learned through the process that is so valuable to the feedback sessions. So I've got up here a picture of the experiential learning model, and you can see it starts with the experience. That's the doing, that's the thing that you made. And it moves into being able to share and process what you learned through that. So you're talking to the judge about what process you went through to make the exhibit that you did. That includes the things like what went well and what didn't. What were your triumphs and what were your tragedies throughout the whole experience? Asking questions of the judge, you ran into trouble at this part. Do they have any suggestions about what you might do to come around from that? That's the heart of what the evaluation process should be during the fair. So that we can absolutely still do in a Zoom call. While the judge can't look at and hold on to the thing they made, they can hear what you're saying, and they can ask you more prompts about what the process was like. And that is so valuable to your learning process. From there, you take that information and you learn how to apply it and generalize it to other settings or to further your learning, so that you're going back around that cycle again. And hopefully you're doing that upward spiral where each time you go through the learning process, it takes you to a higher level of learning. So that's what we're after, and I really do feel we can still do that in this virtual way. Excuse me. As we get closer to Fair Week, we'll be offering more tips and practice sessions, having these conversations through a Zoom. I'm going to come up with sort of not a script, but a set of questions that you want to be thinking about in advance, and the judge will have as well, so that we can tease out that learning process for you. So there's some special considerations we need to think about doing our evaluations this way. One is food. Food can't be tasted virtually, unfortunately. But the judge can still look for a lot of other things and talk to you about what you've made. They can look for uniformity in size. They can see how well evenly browned and well done your items are. They can look, you can show them the inside of a muffin or a cake or something, and they can see the texture and consistency within that. You can still absolutely talk about the process you went through. What were you trying to do? What were you learning that was new? Why? How are you challenging yourself by baking these items? So that all can still happen in a virtual setting. Photography, we normally would have you mount your photographs ready to be hung, and I don't think we'll do that this year. It'll be much easier and I think more effective if you have your photographs open and ready on your desktop and learn how to share your screen using Zoom. And that's where one of those practice sessions will come in handy if you have photographs that you'd like to share. It'll give the evaluator a much better look at your photographs, and you can talk over while you're both looking at the same picture. Any super large items that you have, if you have a phone, you can download the Zoom app to your phone and then flip this camera screen. So instead of it looking at you, it's now looking out at your object. This might come in handy for all of your exhibits actually. And then you can move around your items, do close-ups where the judge is asking to see something closer. So that's one of the things that we can certainly practice during those practice sessions that will come after our registrations close. And then any lengthy written exhibits, as I mentioned before. So any of the stories or poetry, your scrapbooks, your recipe collections, anything that's going to take the judge time to look through, we're going to ask for those to be sent in advance using email. Scanned photographs, if it's a document, you can just attach that, and we'll share those with the judges in advance of your Zoom meeting so that you're not on a call while they're reading. They'll already have done that and can have a conversation with you.